Very chill, low-stake streams today. We're just doing some more tier list testing. I think the game's about Scyther, Miltank, Kingdra, Houndoom, Lance, Blue. I think those are the fights that you need to worry about. This is gonna be a rough one, boys. Listen, I had an incident on Friday. I was supposed to stream on Friday. I'm trying to stream Monday, Friday. And I was very motivated to do so. And then I had an audio incident. If you stream, you just had like a shiver run up your spine. Dude, I f***ed my entire audio chain. It started with like a bug in the... I'm not going to bore you with the details, okay? It started with a bug in the interface software, and it devolved into me basically... It all fell apart, and now everything's new. And my audio chain is fucked, and my EQ is fucked, and I need to redo everything. But yeah, basically, I was supposed to, on Friday, I sat down at my desk at, I think, 5 p.m., which is an hour later than I planned to, but whatever. At 5 p.m., and I was like, okay, I'm going to record a Patreon episode, and then I'm going to go live. And it took me until midnight to get my audio into a working state and record the Patreon episode. By the way, Patreon episodes of the Patreon Egglock, the Storm Silver Patreon Egglock, are coming weekly now. I'm keeping up the pace. So if you're interested in that, $5 tier on Patreon can watch, $15 tier can submit eggs. And let me tell you, and I know I have incentive to tell you this because it's a paid episode, it's a paid show, but the last episode I recorded, holy I got thrown around by Storm Silver in a way I did not think was possible. I got destroyed by that game, man. Ooh, Dunsparce gets pursued exactly at 25. You fucking shouldn't have, man. Gets pursued exactly at Morty Cap. Politics in Germany are interesting right now. I mean, I know, I understand. Like, I understand what's going on right now. Okay, so Dunsparce can solo. And therefore, solos. Also gets Spite for Sucker Punch. Dude, it's like the perfect counter. I still have trouble accepting the fact Dunsparce is real. You know, it is really funny. We talked about this when it came out. Like, people have been wanting like a badass evolution for Dunsparce for so long, and then they make one, and they make it like the worst like idea possible. It's just very clever on like a meta level, I think. Dude, Dunsparce has been... He solos the first 4 gyms, is all I'm gonna say. I feel like you could guarantee it with dupes, but maybe not. But yeah, from here you just win. So Kadabra plus any normal type basically wins. Like, I'm still fine to say that this fight is trivial, because like we said, like, Raticate does it, right? When the f do you get Pidgey in this game, by the way? How have I missed it so far? Did I not get Pidgey? I really should have gotten it this attempt. I know you're too cool for mainstream Pokemon games, but will you still hardcore Nuzlocke the new games coming out? Nope. I'm kind of over it, if I can be real. I would not have fun doing it, and like if you go back and watch like my first Nuzlocke of Scarlet Violet or of Legends Arceus, I think you can tell like the content is really dog shit because I just hate the f***ing game. I don't really have any work-related news. The thing is, like, I'm on a big self-improvement arc right now. I've kind of realized that I actually like am totally capable of building habits and like doing like things that are good for me, and not just rotting away and saying that I'm too stupid or lazy for things, so I'm just not going to do them. And that's given me a lot of confidence. Like, I've started to read daily and been doing a bunch of other stuff. I've gotten like really good about like keeping my apartment clean recently, and just a bunch of shit like that. So like I'm like on a good path, and it's more so that like I'd like to stay on that course. But there's some more specific stuff that I'd like to work on this year that's based on like more interpersonal relationship type of stuff. I think what did it for me, Vixento, I think the thing that I realized in the last couple months that has really sent me on this path, and we might have talked about this before. I think I talked about it on Patreon. Like the shift in the paradigm shift for me was like, it's not about willpower at all. Like, you're not going to like change things by just wanting to do them really hard, and you don't fail to do them because you don't want them enough. Like, it's literally all about changing your environment and making it so that, like, the path of least resistance leads towards, like, productive things, and kind of just, like, tricking yourself into making productive choices. Where'd you learn to do this? I mean, a big source for it is probably Atomic Habits by James Clear, but I think a lot of it is going to come from, like, you realizing stuff. Where the f do I get this far-fetched, by the way? Is it daytime? I've optimized my routine so much that it accommodates to how I function that my baseline productivity is... Yeah. It's like, it's what we talked about as well with, like deleting all the fucking doom scrolling apps from my phone, right? I didn't will myself into not using these apps anymore. I literally changed my environment so it wouldn't be as tempting to use them. So that the path of least resistance, right, that I follow along to when I, like, sit down and I'm, like, low on dopamine and I just do what the fuck ever. Like, my first instinctual thing is not to open fucking X the goddamn everything app. Yeah, Obs, it's the getting started is actually kind of hard. I started reading Atomic Habits, like, 2 years ago and never got past the first chapter because I never built a habit of actually reading it, or of actually reading. I think you have to be, like, at a certain point in your life, but also, like, it really is exponential. The thing is, this part of the game is, like, super irrelevant for testing, because, like, Morty is free if you have, like, a normal type plus something. Chuck is just kind of free on account of having, like, 2 Pokemon and spamming Focus Punch. It's kind of hard to lose to Chuck, I think. And then Pryce, honestly, is not completely free, and it's kind of hard to find good counters to his mons, but I also don't think it's the worst thing in the world. It's honestly, we're going up all the way to Claire here at this point, when it starts to get interesting again. All right, Chuck. I mean, again, like, I guess he just rock slides and then double teams, and then he can probably just flinch me to death at some point, and then he body slams me, and yeah. Honestly, paradoxically, you probably don't want, like, a defensive psychic type or a flying type or something. You need to actually bait Focus Punch as the highest damage move. I think that's how you win, right? Okay, Kadabra kills this. He definitely doesn't kill this. But I mean, he lives, but then he doesn't two-shot through Berry. Gotcha. Okay, Kadabra, you're dog sh... Far-fetched. Show him what you got. Okay, we got Aerial Ace versus Double Team. That's huge. That's insane. This might actually be a super consistent answer. He's body slamming over Focus Punching me. I'm getting owned. Alright, but you're not him, unfortunately. Maybe this fight isn't as free as I thought. Okay, can I afford to set up one Swords Dance? He's just gonna rock slide me. I mean, I'm gonna live, but I'm also just slower, so, like... It just depends on how much he Focus Punches, right? This will also just bait Rock Slide. And I don't think I have the damage to just kill. With what? I think I have Psybeam. That's pretty good. I mean, if you're Compound Eyes, you probably just win there. So I guess, like, if you can reliably solo here, you do get a little bit of value, I think. Yeah, I mean, look at this bullshit. There's so much RNG that can go wrong. Which also just makes it kind of hard to find a consistent answer here, right? Yeah. No, Crobat does super well, but even Crobat isn't reliable. It's not like he one-shots the Primeape, and then he just gets Rock Slid or, like, double-teamed, and... I don't know, man, like... Beat up Will's mom in a Walgreens on Tuesday. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, Sunflora. I mean, like, you... Like I said, you can just make it through this fight. By just assuming he always Focus Punches, and, like, you're probably gonna win. Like, grass types are really nice here. Because they don't take any damage from Surf, right? Yeah, Sunny Day Solar Beam Vileplume can work in this game for sure. So Sunflora is so far the only guy who successfully soloed this fight today. I mean, this seems not great, seeing how he's not focus punching. I think the Primate might actually almost be more of a problem sometimes, is what it feels like. Very interesting stuff. I never kind of thought about how much of an RNG check this fight was, between Hypnosis misses and sleeps, and like it randomly kicking Focus Punch, and Rock Slide flinches, double teams from Primeape, Body Slam paras from Poliwrath. There's so much that can happen. It's an interesting fight. I think I stand by what I said, that you probably shouldn't lose here. But you can take a lot of damage to your team if you get unlucky, I think. But yeah, Miltank is fantastic here. Probably one of the best answers. I think there was someone who really stood out. I was going to say Giraffric, but I think everyone who plays this game actually knows that Giraffric... I think it's that Dunsparce, actually. Dunsparce is an early game monster. Again, in the like rocket section of this, it's just like nothing f***ing happens. None of this is interesting whatsoever, right? Because yeah, just look at the levels, man. Like, what are you gonna do? We ranked Ampharos? I'm pretty sure I have, yeah. Well, I haven't ranked anything yet because I'm not really sure what the tiers are gonna mean, but I have lots and lots of notes for it. I imagine though a lot of this tier list is gonna be about like encounter routing and which Pokemon specifically to route for. Not really sure if Ampharos like shows up in that calculation, you know. I'm having the time of my life playing this game right now. I don't know about you, but I think Heart Gold Soul Silver mid game is great. Perish Song. Don't mind if I fucking do. I think the face cam looks really warm and professional, very official, and that matches the image you're going for as like the Wolfie of Nuzlocking. I don't know how much it fits you as a streamer. It does kind of, if it looks a little bit too, the more cinematic it looks, I feel like sometimes you can't really match the vibe of like doing bits, doing a little bit of banter, you know, just like the average streamer kind of experience. But I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Ask the German guy his opinion on American basketball. Hey, a lot of people here do watch basketball. I know like one person. Who cares about that? I think a lot of Americans care about German football, so, or German basketball for that matter. The city I used to live in apparently had a very successful basketball team in the German leagues. It was like part of the city's branding and ooh, I mean, Jolteon definitely can't solo, but like if we do a little bit of Sunflora action here, and then we die, gotcha, okay, gotcha, but then we just go to Vileplume instead, and we get Ice Fanged again. We might actually have to go to Lapras on this one, and I did delete my water moves. But that's fine, because we can just do this. And then it's Last Mon, and then you just Perish Song, and then you swap, and then you win. Okay, Control F, Lapras. Solo's Pryce. Sunflora is never getting touched again by Game Freak. It's one of those forgotten mons. I think I can probably like, I don't have to test any of these grass types. I think they all kind of suck shit home. Huh. This is Snowcloak? I have to switch now because I'm dead to hail damage. Oh, I guess like, didn't Sunflora have like a pretty prominent role in Scarlet Violet? Didn't they have a whole thing? Wasn't there a whole like quest? I mean, if you get lucky, Vileplume can do it. I'm assuming same goes for her sister, right? Is the next auction race coming up? I don't know, man. No plans so far, but I'm definitely down. Yeah, Specs Blossom doesn't quite... I mean, she could do it, right? Like, I feel like this looks like she's got a shot. It's very similar to Vileplume. Barely missing that kill on Seal is actually kind of nice because you get to stall like hail turns and Okay, you are just... Are you really just dead to that? That's crazy. I thought I'd have enough spit def. Okay, let me test some more mons. I think we tested it for like almost every single gym leader so far. We gotta test the Dunsparce sweep. Okay, watch this. Glare. Setup rollout. Setup rollout again. Okay. Get blizzarded. Get frozen. Not quite. Not quite. Let's try again. Let's try again. Whew. He's gaming. He is no longer gaming. Yeah, I don't think Dunsparce does it. I'm not gonna lie. Girl for alligator is kinda slay. I feel like... I don't think that's true. Let's see. What is this back sprite, man? What the f were they cooking up for my boy Pidgeot? Why would they do him like that, man? Didn't it already have like a... Isn't Pidgeot like cursed to have terrible back sprites in like every game? I mean, we all love shitting on Gen 2 on this channel, and like there'll be plenty of that, but it is kind of true that especially when you consider how much of an improvement it was over Gen 1 while being on the same hardware. Like, I'm the last one to want to glaze this game, okay? But... Well, if anything, most of my critiques here are actually directed at Heart Gold Soul Silver and not GSC. Because for some reason, they were so keen to, like... keep so many stupid decisions from those games intact. Instead of, like... changing them. Like, they could have easily given, like, the Rockets, like... teams with like Gen 4 mons on them and shit like that. Nobody would have cared. This is the actual interesting part of the game again. Is Claire. No one really worth choice spexing. So the Gyarados is actually kind of free, right? Because it's only got special moves, Dragon Rage and Bite. Like, it's just not gonna do that much. Okay, rollout setup. Thoughts? Not what I wanted. Man, Tangrowth does not get good moves. Like, at all. Alright, watch this crazy Ancient Power boost. I didn't get it. And now I'm dead to Dragon Rage, exactly. How would I want to do this? Jinx, maybe? Do you even have moves? Oh god, Jinx doesn't get any moves. You suck. Oh, never mind. She's a god. Holy sh... Alright, Ice Punch Jinx to the rescue. That's fine. Tank a Fire Blast, apparently. We love that. Does this one also have Fire Blast? No, this one has Aqua Tail. Okay, Skarmory actually has a chance here. We Metal Sound. And then we Air Slash. We live one more. Nope, not if we get crit. Okay, and now Lapras cleans up. Trust. Okay, this is Kingdra last, so... we just win if we can tank the rest. Pretty good setup I got here, actually. The problem is it's Gen 4 AI, so baiting Kingdra last is like really hard. Is Delibird good in any game ever? It's not even good in Garbage Green, so I guess not. It's good in like ROM hacks when they buff the shit out of it. Does Mantine get anything interesting? Probably not, right? Like the fact that you don't get a Toxic TM... Yeah, also no Aqua Ring. I mean, like, you could fish for, like, bounce paralysis or something like that. I don't know, let's test it. Would you do only one run with all obtainable mons? There's, like, a balance to strike here, right? Where, like, you kind of want to get an idea of what, like, roughly, like, an actual authentic run might feel like for the average player. Lantern, you are unbelievable, bro. That was flinch into crit into miss probably range, I assume. Holy sh. What was I saying? Yeah, there's like a balance to strike here. You kind of want to get a feel of like, what does like the average run look like, right? Especially in early game, what Pokemon might be together with others, which are like mutually exclusive and stuff like that. But you also don't want to do like run after run after run. You want to be a little bit efficient about it. And I think this path that I've chosen is like the best out of like getting like sort of an authentic feel for what teams might feel like when you're running, plus, you know, being like slightly efficient about it as well. This is gonna be, it's gonna be the Fire Blast one, and he's gonna one-shot me. I don't know why I even. Hold on, I need to reroll on this one real quick. Yeah, that was a range. Fucking knew it. I basically want to see like how does Lapras do if you just. Yeah, because it like one-shots the Dragonairs too. Oh, and it baits Dragonair into It's perfect. It actually does it if bait it last, which it can do if it kills both Kingdras. Make sure to equip Cherry. Yeah. Okay, so I said I think last time that I think that I'm not sure if there's going to be a Pokemon that solos Claire. And Lapras doesn't, but I think this is the closest you're going to get. Like, you even have so much time to get this Perish Song off, even if you're paralyzed. Like... Okay, Vaporeon takes a lot more damage from this thing than I thought. Jesus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is not gonna... Vaporeon's not gonna do shit. That looks... I mean, it's 2 out of 3, right? So it's not a reasonable sample size, but... Okay. Let me do this. I just want to get rid of the Dragonairs. And I want to see how Mantine does. Where's King of Power? The fact that it's got Sniper kind of completely ruins you. Yeah, you take so much damage actually. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you could probably just give this a magnet, but it's also like IV and nature dependent, but like magnet probably locks you in on that. You could probably even just go choice specs if we're being real. Like, okay, this looks pretty good. I mean, if we go a Cherry Berry, it looks pretty great. This also baits Kingdra last. Okay. Yeah, Vaporeon does deal with Dragonairs. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, let's see it slow, bro. That is so much damage. Jesus. Well. Now you gotta like do this. And then go back and then hope that this is so stupid. And you're eventually just gonna get Sniper crit, right? So... Okay, actually hit this. I mean, you can kind of do this, like, until you get Sniper crit. I yawned too late. Next big Nuzlocke challenge. I know what it's going to be. It's not going to be Emerald Legacy, and I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be. Check this out. And then go here. And then do this. And then we get Amnesia. Let me cook. Let's clear the Dragonairs real quick. Okay. And now we gotta Furret. I mean, you just die. Like... Okay, he misses. I need another miss. Unfortunate. Okay, I don't think this is possible. I can be so real. Alright. Alright, check this out, though. So we tank the Intimidate. We go to Ledian. Agility. God damn it. Listen, this can work. Hold on. Just don't get flinched. Baton Pass. Ursaring. Okay, that was a crit. That was also a crit. Okay, you don't kill Kingdra with this, unfortunately. If you had Facade, you would, but obviously we can't get Facade, so. Alright, what if we get in for free? It just doesn't. Yeah. Here's something I've been thinking about after the whole Flygon thing, the whole like Flygon run and bun thing. And I'm mostly speaking from my own experience here. I can't really speak for anyone else. But there's this issue when you do these really hard runs as like a, for example, Nuzlocke content creator. When you play a game like Run and Bun, like the average viewer, the average chatter is gonna give you validation for it. And like, it's gonna like feel good. But not really. Because the average viewer of like a Run and Bun stream or like a series on YouTube or something, and if you've played Run and Bun, you know, the average viewer doesn't fucking get it. Like, you guys don't understand what it's like to play that game on like a day-to-day basis, to grind through that game for like months and months, right? It doesn't really click. And so the validation that you get from viewers for playing a game like that is not, it feels good, but it's different from validation from someone who plays the game themselves, from your peers, right? And I think the problem is that when you seek validation from a certain group and you put that validation on a pedestal, the flip side of that is that criticism from that community can hit pretty hard. And I think that's why the very small, very vocal Run and Bun community, at least for me, has so much impact and so much power. Because them criticizing your run for not being valid, or your blinds for being bad, or you for being lucky, or for like just getting good encounters or whatever, like that hits different than... So Jumpluff just solos this, huh? That hits different than some rando in chat criticizing you for it. And because of that, that community kind of, even though it's very few people, wields like quite a bit of power. And I think what's kind of fucked up is that I think a lot of them kind of know that they do for like content creators, which is why I think like this like gatekeeping and kind of like putting like little needles and like needling someone for like being a bad player and stuff. I think that's why that kind of exists. And I think I'd like the like community to kind of come together. And like kind of think about the fact that we have this really cool community of people that do this really hard thing. And as cheesy as it sounds, I feel like there's a lot more value to gain from like understanding that we have the power to build each other up like that and to give each other that like kind of validation. And like sometimes we can rag on each other. I think that's fine. Like I go into Run and Bun streamers chats all the time and like troll them and say dumb shit, right? Like that's fine. But I think just being conscious of like the potential that we have to build each other up, I think that's important. It's not going to matter. Nobody's going to change their behavior because nobody thinks that I'm talking about them specifically, because I'm not talking about like any person specifically, right? I'm just saying that like even if it's a very, very small amount of people who will call your run invalid or your skills not up there from that community, that's gonna weigh up so many like positive other things, and we all kind of, especially as content creators, have to deal with that in our own way, right? Alright, Leaf Green video made my first attempt to Nuzlocke and go on Leaf Green and go very smoothly. Mine was a freaking house I never would have considered and probably not even found it. Yeah, it's great. That was like my biggest conclusion out of that whole testing run. That's why I'm really glad that I did it. Because no matter who I asked, I don't think anyone would have given me Mr. Mime as like a top 3 mon. I've never seen it there on any tier list I've ever seen on the internet, so I'm really glad that that's why I'm like dedicated to doing all this testing myself, because I feel like you can genuinely get some like good. It's still a lot of work per video. And once I'm done with the run and bun video, I'm going to stream a lot more because I got a new like Nuzlocke project going, so I will see you guys probably maybe on Friday. Who the f knows anymore?